Yo, Ludwig finally apologized. This shit is going to be good. Hopefully, he does it the right way. Okay?
Welcome back to a series so magical, Disney tried to copyright it. In today's video, Ludwig has responded again on his stream. Tectone has called out Ludwig once again. Pokimane is back with some of the dumbest takes known to man.
What does she do now?
Subscribe to convert everybody you know into a Pegasus fan. And let's begin with supreme ruler of all jellyfish, Ludwig. Basically, last time we talked about Ludwig, he was responding to the whole Burial Cart situation, where Ludwig invited his alcoholic friend Mango to his party, cheered him on to drink to dangerous levels of alcohol, then banned him from his events when he...
After bringing him in an environment where he would literally have to fucking drink. Like... I got so angry in the last video that, like, I had to stop. But, like, how could you bring somebody to a party, have them drink, and then leave them on their own to fight the fucking mob and take no responsibility from this? Literally none. You literally took no fucking responsibility. Tried to play it off like he wasn't at fault.
He got backlash and said he didn't feel guilty about doing that.
I feel zero guilt.
Yeah,
I don't feel guilty at all.
Now, last time we talked about his response, basically saying that it doesn't matter because drama YouTubers don't actually care or know Mango personally. It was just a bunch of bad arguments. He also said it shouldn't matter because the earth is spinning and we eventually die. Unironically, that was his response. But don't worry, he made another response today, and honestly, it was much better. So he starts by telling his mods not to ban people mentioning the drama now.
Mods, we can chill on the bans today. I think if somebody comes in with a first-time chatter and saying get those number up, I think it's fine. I think I'm okay eating that.
Okay, so maybe he did learn his lesson. Okay, I honestly, if this is good, I'll take back everything that I said.
I ultimately had very embarrassing clips in moments, and on hindsight, it looks really bad. And I apologize for it, and I've apologized for it. But if someone wants to come in and they feel like a little bit good about themselves by putting me down, I think it's a fair punishment. Because there's not, that's fine. I'm okay doing that. That's okay.
But that was something you were responsible for. It's not putting you down. You like literally did that. It's not about... God, okay.
Drama frogs suck. Yeah, but we all are drama frogs.
True.
And to varying degrees.
Right, so obviously people are trolling him about the let's get those numbers up.
Hey, yo, just 4.32! Let's up those numbers!
That is a diabolical clip, and it's now an internet meme, so he's got to deal with that. But honestly, he's being a good sport about the situation, but the entire reason people were mad was that his initial response did not feel authentic. It felt like he was throwing his friend under the bus. He said like, oh, in hindsight, it was in poor taste and cringe.
Because he fucking was. Because he was.
But he didn't really like treat it like the serious situation it was. But towards the end of this stream, he actually did deliver a better response. Here's what he said.
I'm bummed at how he's handling the current situation. I don't actually really understand how I can handle it better. I honestly think the biggest mistake I made is I said, if someone asked me if I feel guilty, and I said no. And I think that was my biggest mistake, was saying that. And I do regret saying that. And I was thinking, do I feel guilty about banning? But I feel guilty about the situation happening. I think that was honestly like my biggest fuck up.
Right, so the biggest F up was the situation itself, obviously. Saying that he regrets it now is obviously the right move.
That's how you
I think people just want...
That's how you take fucking... That's how you take responsibility, okay? Owning up to what you've done, owning up to what you said. Now, this is how you take responsibility. This is the perfect fucking example.
Wanted a more sort of explicit response, like maybe a tweet or a separate video, maybe a more heartfelt apology for inviting him in the first place. And of course, not cutting him off from alcohol and being a responsible host and stuff. By the way, his mods did not listen. W Tectone was instantly wiped out. Just saying, you are allowed to type W Ludwig in my comment section, in Tectone's chat, in Asmon's chat. I don't think anybody's gonna ban you for that. I just find it funny. You just gotta create the echo chamber. But he specifically said not to, so I don't know why they're still doing it. Then he just says that he's not going to try and appease people.
But I like, there's no point, I think, in like trying to appease people who aren't even in the situation, you know? It don't really help me. It doesn't even help them. Like, I'm thinking about it from my perspective. When I get mad at someone because I'm into some drama, there's really no apology you can
Somebody
do.
got
I just want to be
perma-banned.
fucking mad at him for a while and chat shit on him. So I think it's the same here. But you know, I think however people feel is fine. Drama leeches are annoying. I think it's fine. I think it's like, I totally understand it. I understand why it exists, and I understand why people watch it. And I have no oh my god, this Leon is nasty. I have no desire to I don't know, like be viewed in a more positive light, if that makes sense. I've been really back on my stoicism arc. I also think on the flip side, you do not have to be in it for the long haul. I think you should just be in it if you think what I make is something that like appeals to you, you know? And if that ever switches, then you should not watch. I think it's fine.
Right, so, you know, he's allowed to do what he wants, of course. If you don't know what stoicism is, it's kind of like focusing on things you can control and ignoring things you can't. It's actually a very good life principle to follow and will really help you out in life. And basically,
Literally take it at face value, whether negatively or positively. You can try to appease them, but a lot of people will not fucking budge. They will literally just fight you tooth and nail. And sometimes it's just not worth it to keep the shit going.
fine, he's allowed to have his opinion. I feel like depending on your response, the internet obviously responds, right? Now, some people will hate you no matter what, and yeah, that is kind of out of your control. Now, Cheddar calls him out, saying what we all have been saying. Why can't you just say, I wish I didn't have Mango at the event? And Ludwig basically implies that it was fine to have him at the event, but he should have cut him off from alcohol, which is, I guess, one way to deal with it.
I'm not rage baiting. I just wish he would say he shouldn't have had Mango at the event. I think we should have cut off Mango way earlier. I think I shouldn't have done the breathalyzers. That was dumb. I don't think the breathalyzers were legitimate. I think people like saying 0.32 is.
I would say you shouldn't have had him at the event. Like, even if you would have cut him off, like, one drink is not okay, especially if someone's struggling with alcohol. Like, I think you have to cut them completely off. That's just, it is what it is. I'm just gonna say it like that. Because in a way, you're kind of fucking encouraging them to drink.
Near death or not being very genuine, because it's just not. Doug literally said in the clip about breathalyzers, so I think that's like, I don't feel like it's very sincere when people say that, but it still is dumb to have, and it was dumb to like cheer being more drunk. I regret that. I don't know. I had him at 2 other burial card events, and there's no problem. So it's, I think I just didn't realize how bad it was. I wish I had realized, but I just didn't, and I don't know how I would have. I think I might have just been too ignorant.
Right, so this is definitely a better response than last time. You know, he does take some level of accountability here. He says it was dumb to cheer him on. He regrets his actions. I think the problem here is that he really thinks that Mango can control himself when he absolutely cannot. I guess he thought...
I guess what I would say is you can't trust anybody struggling with addiction. You just can't, right? Maybe when they're a little bit clean and they sober up, but you can't take them at their word. You literally just have to take it from them. You have to stop them at any cost. Like, maybe in some belief, right? That he just didn't believe it would have gotten that word that bad. But I don't know, bro. Like, what is he gonna
Mango
do?
had no problem because he had him at older events and it was fine then. And that sort of might have given him the confidence to keep doing this. Of course, ended up being a horrible decision, but recognizing that it was an ignorant thing to think is definitely good. Now, as for the breathalyzers not being accurate, I don't think that's a very good defense. It's still super high levels and we don't really know the actual levels. So I think it's always better to be on the safer side. Then he talks about how Mango's career is not over.
But I also think some people talk about Mango like he's dead. He's gonna be back. Like, I really hope his sobriety goes well. He's gonna be back. He's gonna be better than ever. I truly think that. Like, I really truly believe that. Like, he'll be healthier. He'll be happier. Like, I truly think, you know, if he's sober for like a year, he'll be leading such a better life.
Person to handle it. His life isn't over, per se, because he's not trying to like kill himself or anything like that. But like, his professional career is essentially just kind of dead. Like, it's gonna take. It takes a while for people to forgive, especially over the internet. It takes like a while to get people to fucking forgive you. Like, he's going to have a difficult time rebuilding his career because once people see you as one thing, like, you're just it. Until you, like redemption over the internet is fucking hard, actually. That's not an easy fight to win.
A horrible person because of the harassment, which was, again, unacceptable. But it was brought about by the circumstances of this event. Now, again, he is his own man, but of course his friend cheering him on to drink more alcohol doesn't help. And Ludwig has apologized for that, so, you know, that's good. But in my opinion, alright, he doesn't have to follow that. I think you should just bite the bullet and be like, yeah, Mango, I fucked up. You deserve better. Get another friend. Now, it seems Mango wants to continue being friends with Ludwig. I personally wouldn't recommend. Honestly, if somebody did this shit to me, I would cut him off ASAP. But yeah, you can see that Ludwig definitely seems to feel bad about it. I don't know if he feels bad because everybody's criticizing him on the internet, or he feels bad for what he actually did. Maybe a little bit of both. I honestly think just like a dedicated response would have been much better received. But Ludwig has said like 3 times he doesn't believe that's the right thing to do here, and he doesn't want to like appease other people. But anyways, if you remember, Ludwig also brought up Tectone in one of his responses. So Tectone, naturally, being the streamer he is, he responded, Ludwig has now tried to slander my name to score a W 3 times now in the past 48 hours. After directly expressing he'd rather neck himself than watch one of my videos, he proceeded to watch both. To be honest, I'm glad I've kept him busy. Maybe he'll cancel that kegger he was planning on hosting at the local Alcoholics Anonymous. Alright, to be fair, I think this is a misunderstanding.
Oh my god, that's
here.
funny.
I don't think Ludwig actually meant that. I think he said that he would be happy dying, never watched a Tectone video. That's a little bit different.
Enable game chat. It's actually one of my greatest pleasures that I get to die never having to speak to these people. It's like a Tectone video. I can die never watching one.
Oh my god.
But anyways, Ludwig does keep bringing him up for some reason. His chat does hate him. You kind of get insta-banned when you mention Tectone.
Ludwig, for some reason, can't keep my name out of his mouth, and he's now trying to paint me as a disingenuous content creator. But if there's one thing I'm not gonna fucking tolerate, it's being called disingenuous when my entire fucking shtick is being as genuine as fucking possible. I've gotten into so much shit because I tell the truth, even out of fault.
That is true. He does tell the truth. Love him or hate him, the fucking guy is honest as fuck. He will tell you if shit sucks. Like, come on, bro.
It makes me look like shit. No one is causing this guy's misfortune rather than his own stubbornness and the ability to not take accountability for.
Bro, I'm just not getting it, bro. Either people are seeing shit that I'm not seeing, or like, what is this man doing that I'm not understanding that he's doing? I keep saying, oh, he's such a shitty person. But whenever I see the nigga Tectone, he does nice shit. So, like, I'm trying to figure out what motherfuckers be talking about. Like, there's certain things that I disagree with him on. But, like, I don't think I don't think he be outwardly doing evil shit. What I need to know what motherfuckers be seeing, bro, because I'm not seeing it.
For anything.
Okay, I will say if I had to pick between who is more authentic between Ludwig and Tectone, I think it's an absolute sweep. You may not like Tectone or some of the things he says, but you can't say he's not saying what he thinks.
True.
Often to his own detriment, he will literally just say whatever is on his mind. And not gonna lie, Ludwig's reputation is the exact opposite. He's the Albert Einstein of, how do I make people like me? And not gonna lie, Ludwig's manner of speaking is like, let me run it through 500 filters in my head, and then let me ask Hassan if I can say this, and then it goes out to the public.
Hassan.
Then he talks about how nobody actually wants to cancel Ludwig.
There are going to be a lot more drama heads today, okay? I won't lie about it. It is what it is. But
Do you want to know why this drama is happening, Ludwig? Because you can't just say that you f***ed up and you're sorry. And it's really not that hard. Nobody wants to cancel your career. We just want to see some fucking accountability. Let me rephrase that. I don't care. I truly, listen, Ludwig, you at your worst, you're a disingenuous piece of shit bad friend. Right? That's it at your worst.
Yeah.
I just want you to fucking shut up and try to stop painting me in a bad light because you're upset because I'm telling the truth about you.
So I think one of the reasons the situation got so big is because of the ego aspect. I feel like he was a bit condescending, all right? Like, all these drama channels are calling me out. They don't actually care about anything. They just do it for money. Oh, Tectone message Mango. He doesn't care. He's disingenuous. When people were actually, like, rightfully calling you out. So it would have been much more simple to handle this in, like, a
And the funny thing is, this isn't just a tectone thing. This is everyone seeing you do this shit. Literally abandon your friend, kick them out of your events. Like, at what point, like, are you gonna stand by your friends? Especially when you put them in a situation like this isn't a this is a him thing. This is every fucking body. You can't just blame Tectone for that. Everyone saw what you did. Now, did he bring it up and he was like one of the loudest voices in the room? I mean, maybe you can say that, but there's a dozen other people that made videos, including me, right? As small as I am, that literally called you out for doing the shit that you did. Like, it's some prior history between you two that I don't feel like looking into. But, like, he wasn't the only person that called you out.
A genuine, serious response. But let me just say the quiet part out loud. The fact is, a lot of Ludwig's fan base is actually just unaware of the drama, right? And if you make a dedicated video about the situation, everybody is now aware of the drama. And that is the only reason why there is no dedicated video about it. It has nothing to do with, whether he's in the right or the wrong or taking accountability or anything like that. It's just, I don't want the rest of my fan base to know about this shit. Or possibly, maybe the rest of my friends to know about this shit, who he might respect. The fact of the matter is, what he did was dangerously negligent, and we talked about the hypotheticals of what could have happened if something else happened on that day, and Ludwig might have been even criminally liable.
In this world, we can only control the things we can control, and I can't control my reputation. I can't control the way people.
Yes, you can, brother. But Ludwig, your problem is you only talk about things and apologize for things once they become mainstream. But if you can skirt by before anybody talks about it, you have zero accountability. You can't control your reputation to a certain degree. Now, I understand some people will hate to hate, but to say that in totality that you can't control anything, it's just a lie.
I think he did pull like a pirate software where he just sort of doubled down over and over instead of giving an inch.
Bro,
and
I
I
haven't
have
even
another
uploaded that
theory
video.
as to
Fuck.
why he's being so sort of wishy-washy about it. I think he was legit afraid of admitting what happened and confronting what happened, because as some people pointed out, that shit is borderline evil, especially if he was aware of the dangers. Now, you can say you regret it and all of that, but obviously that doesn't wipe away the actions. That's why the language around the situation is, that was pretty cringe, that was pretty dumb. Not like that was dangerously sociopathic or something. Then he talks about Mango asking him not to speak about it, and I found this very odd. Tectone did not buy it at all.
To not speak on it.
You're full of shit. You are absolutely full of shit. There is no way Mango reached out to you and said, don't talk about it at all, and don't take any accountability, and make sure to double down that you feel no guilt. Because here's the thing. You said that Mango said that he reached out to you, and he said, don't talk about it. That's crazy after you've already talked about it 3 times, said that you're doubling down and you feel no guilt and you have no regrets.
Yo, what?
So full of shit, it's insane. Jesus Christ.
Right, so we don't really have any way to verify what happened.
I don't know anybody that'll be like, no, bro, just stay quiet. All right, I know you threw me under the bus. I know you said, fuck me. I'm going to let him die on his own. I don't know no one that would do that. Honestly, there's not a person in the world that would say that to the person that fucked them over. That it's just not, it just doesn't make any fucking sense. Who would say that? If you did that shit to me, I would literally not answer you. I don't know. Maybe he did say this. Maybe he was like, okay, just things are bad. Just don't say anything. But I cannot myself believe that a person would do that, knowing that you are literally responsible for the situation, that you put them in this situation, and then you fucking try to skirt around it like you had no involvement.
I mean, I don't think he would lie about it. That would be really bad, of course. But I think Mango is just still trying to be a good friend. Like, I don't want Ludwig to get any heat for this, which is crazy.
Yo, W Mango, bro. Like, bro, if you care about your friends this much, bro, like, W Mango, I don't believe that you did, but all right, okay.
crazy. You know, the fact that they are still friends after this is insane. Ludwig did say that they are still on good terms. I would still advise Mango to ditch the jellyfish. You know, he did apologize and all that, but I don't know. That's like a severe mistake. Like, imagine if someone did that to you, dude. Honestly, if my friend encouraged me to keep drinking after I blew a .32, even if, you know, it might have been slightly lower or whatever, I would be concerned. I'd be like, this guy's dangerously stupid, or he wants to kill me. I have no idea. Either way, I just would not want that guy to be my friend at all. Not to mention, Ludwig is the guy who put you in the scenario in the first place, in the whole party environment with alcohol. I feel like, you know, people need to stand up for themselves, you know, stop tolerating bullshit in your life and actually just cut off toxic people. And unfortunately, in this scenario, Ludwig does fall into that category. He might be a nice guy all around, but, you know, this is one of those irreversible sort of mistakes. At least like personal friendship wise, obviously, you know, in the face of the internet, obviously your reputation can be repaired. You know, one mistake doesn't define you. But as a personal friend, heck no, you're completely.
I think it takes a while to rebuild your reputation, especially if you fuck up like this bad. It takes a
My life, you know. Then Tectone talks about having some basic empathy. This was a really dumb point by Ludwig.
I don't think they'll be in his stream when he's back to streaming in a month or whenever it is.
It doesn't matter if people care about Mango
The damage is already done.
or not. It doesn't matter if they're going to be in a stream or not. That's not how you judge someone's loyalty or their credibility or their kinship for one person. Having a general worry for people just because they're a common human is pretty much it. I don't need to see someone dying on the street to want to help them, but I won't help them unless they're my friend. If someone's injured in the street, I will make sure to call an ambulance for them and make sure they're taken care of, and then I will continue upon my day. That doesn't mean that I'm going to send them letters and now become best friends with them. It's just common empathy for another human. And I don't get how shit of a take it is saying, all these people who are pretending to care about Mango, they don't actually care about Mango. They're not going to watch his streams. It's not even a.
Honestly, that's not even a point you should just bring up. Like, Tectone's completely right here, right? You want to have basic empathy. That's it. Like, if you see somebody struggling, the goal is to help. Even if you have to stop what you're doing, hey, you get them an ambulance, and you, like he said, you go on about your day. I think certain people kind of lack that. Like, you have to know somebody in order to care about them. No, that's not true. You don't have to know people to care about them.
About that. Supreme Leader, I'm going on my mission. How do I blend in with the humans? You must only take care of the people who you grow close with. Ignore all non-doers. Yes, sir. Skin suit on. Hello? Can people not care for a stranger? Like, this is sociopathic levels of misunderstanding what it means to be human. I can't believe I'm having to fucking describe basic empathy to a 29-year-old man. Holy shit, what the fuck? This is psychotic.
But, Tech, some niggas don't have empathy. That's just what it is. Some niggas do not have empathy. They don't think like you do. They only care about their immediate friends, family, and fuck everybody else. They don't have that type of, I want good things to happen for good people. I mean, not to good people, but for people. They just only care about them, their situation, and their friendships. That's just it.
Gotta take those iDubbbz lessons. How dare you talk about something that's not directly affecting you? What are you, a freak? You disgusting person, you have feelings? That's just not in my programming. I only know what Assad Parkour has told me. Then Ludwig points out that Tectone followed Mango, and somehow that proves it was fake concern. That literally...
No, that doesn't make any sense. He probably followed Mango because he was No, here's the problem with that. He probably followed Mango as a way to get in touch with Mango, to make sure he's doing okay, and to stand up and stick by Mango because he's having a tough time. That's not fake concern. That's what people do, especially if you're not in any direct contact with Mango, right? Like what is this? It's all performative. He followed him. No. Some people, listen. All right, I don't know if Tectone is in in contact with Mango or anything like that. But like, we have social media. The direct thing that people can do is contact the person that's going through a hard time. Like, and it's not even a tectone thing. When you hear somebody post that they are going through something, and people that naturally start to feel bad, feel for them and want to relate to their situation, they DM them and be like, "Hey, are you okay?" And conversations start that way. That's not fake. That's just people having empathy.
It made zero sense.
He was messaging me. He was like, "Tectone followed me. Who the fuck is Tectone?" Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not a very genuine pursuit of the people who speak on Mango's behalf.
But here's the thing, Ludwig. I don't need to know someone to want to make sure someone is okay. Do you want to know why I followed him, Ludwig? Because when I saw a guy in a room with 100 other people and not a single one of them was his friend and attempted to mitigate any of the life-ruining things that he did on camera because he was blackout drunk, and honestly, the guy's probably a little bit weird too, I still have enough empathy and care for the common man. I was going to reach out to him and hopefully help him provide with him a therapist, maybe an easy way to talk about his issues and to get into a support program for his alcoholism.
Bro, this is what good niggas do. This is what good people do. Good people do shit like this. Even if you don't know them, you stick your fucking neck out for somebody. It's not about like getting brownie points. Fuck the brownie points. Nigga, I'm trying to see if you okay.
Want to know why that is, Ludwig? Because I have had family members who have suffered from alcoholism, and it's not good. These people become unrecognizable. Now, Ludwig, I know that you too have a family member who suffered from alcoholism, so I would hope that you would get this. But the fact that you think that I'm following him because I'm disingenuous? No, I went to follow him because I want to help this guy with his issues because I know nobody else is going to, or at least that's the perception that I got. Jesus, you think I have something to gain from helping Mango? No. Do you think I disclosed any of that publicly? No, you are forcing me to. And this shit is weird as fuck.
I mean, Tectone had nothing to gain from following Mango. Like, he's not getting any clout. He's not getting any services at all. I mean, if you took, like, the worst interpretation possible, maybe you could be messaging him to get, like, dirt on Ludwig. Or he wanted, like, Mango to chat shit about him. That is, like, the worst interpretation. But
that's
overwhelmingly...
But that's a little bit too fucking much. And I bet you, like, Ludwig has done enough that it wouldn't be hard enough for somebody to come up with something to tell fucking Tectone in the first place. I think if that is the way that you see it, then just, you don't have empathy. You just don't know how to sympathize with someone. That's just it. Hey, some motherfuckers don't have basic human empathy. Bro, we can't even have like, most motherfuckers can't even have difficult discussions anymore. Like, we've gotten so bad with empathy that we, like, literally fortress arc everything. Like, everyone's in their own fucking group, don't want to fucking have a conversation about difficult subjects. No empathy at all. Nothing. It's just, shit just sucks now.
Likely and plausible reason is that he wanted to reach out to provide some sort of help, some sort of good wishes. And I'm sure if any DMs got leaked, that would prove that as well. I think it's stupid to automatically assume it's like a fake thing for someone to reach out. Like, if I have like a problematic situation and somebody DMs me about it or offers help about it, I would definitely appreciate it. Like, I'm not automatically going to assume it's like some weird twisted plan. And honestly, assuming that is kind of narcissistic, all right? Not everything's about you.
You can talk to people you don't know and still want to help people you don't know, even if you disagree what they've done. I think Mongo needs help with his alcohol issue, and I think he needs therapy. I don't need to know someone to want to help someone. Do you understand that? I'm not like you LA fucks who only want to help people who can help them with their career. Ain't nobody helped me with my career at all. You joined OTK. My numbers stagnated when I joined OTK. I didn't get help from shit. Maybe more recently, Asmon, more Pegasus, you know, the slop tubers, they've been very kind to me.
Pegasus mentioned automatic W. It's like if you're playing rock, paper, scissors and somebody pulls out the Pegasus. You automatically win the game. In fact, you get 10 points right there. No, but honestly, despite all this drama, I still believe Ludwig can have a redemption arc. You know, just gotta put down the ego a little bit. And you know, I apologize for the jellyfish memes. I can't help the fact that I'm absolutely hilarious. And he did say some absolutely stupid shit, so that just kind of made the situation worse. But I do think one mistake doesn't define you as a person. It's how you respond to your mistakes that define you. And I think everybody wants to like Ludwig. In fact, they are.
Yeah, that's true. That's 100% true. Like, even I have to take back more some of my inflammatory statements because I saw what he said and I had no choice but to be like, no, man, fuck this dude. If he's willing to do this to like his friends, like what else is he gonna do? And like, I was so set on like just being angry. Like, I got so fucking angry I couldn't even watch the first video. I was like, no, man, this guy's a piece of shit. But nah, bro, like I'll take back what I said, because what I said wasn't really good, to begin with.
Desperate to like Ludwig. Literally got people out here saying, give me a reason to like this man, but then he just keeps saying stupid shit. And I think the apology he gave was, you know, somewhat decent. Although, I don't know how other people are gonna take it. This is one of those situations where it depends like how much charitability you want to give. And it depends if you're looking at it from a personal perspective of like, what if you were the friend, you know? And it depends if you're looking at it as Mango, this random guy, right? But personally, what I like to do on the internet is separate the art from the artist or whatever, right? In most cases, like, I'm definitely not going to be out here watching Hassan gaming content, right? I don't think that shit's sort of worth it. But in like more minor scenarios, I wouldn't mind watching somebody I disagree with or don't like their opinions or they did something bad if I don't know, their other content is like somewhat entertaining. Now you can decide for your.
I don't have a problem with watching people that you don't like. Like I said this, like, if there's something that somebody says that I don't like and they have a good point, I have no choice but to be like, hey, no, he's got a fucking good point. I'm not that clouded by my hatred to where I can't acknowledge that a motherfucker is right. A clock's right fucking at least twice a day. Like, I'm not that clouded by hate. Like, I don't let that fucking fuel my decisions.
Yourself if Ludwig fits under that category. Then he talks about how, you know, Ludwig's chat just automatically hates on him.
Events because
Look at that. You even conditioned your little pussy chat to go ew whenever my name's typed. Wow. Good for you. Good for you.
Oh,
You want to know why they type ill when you talk about me, Ludwig? Because these are the people, and I can tell that your chat's just as retarded as the people who you associate yourself with. These people have bought into a augmented sense of reality of things that have never fucking happened. Congratulations. Are you proud? Are you proud? Very good, man. Look at that. You got a couple of puppies. They type ew whenever you type tectone. Very cool. Isn't that so cool? Look at how smart and informed your chat is. That's amazing. I wonder how many of those people follow Hassan.
I will say having a significant audience crossover with Hassan is omega cringe. I mean, that's just sort of their friend group. They all sort of hang around Hassan and are perfectly fine with him. Of course, we got Valkyrie, who's his good friend who likes Hassan as well. And basically all of them. But at least Valkyrie did have some semblance of awareness that day as like, you know, isn't that enabling him? So respect to her for that. Then he talks about how Ludwig tries to play it off. Keep in mind, this was all, you know, before the new apology today.
and if anyone in here don't fuck with me, I think that's totally chill.
God, he's so cool, bruh.
Yeah,
you don't
you
fuck
gotta
with me,
hit
that's
with the
chill, man. Hey, bro, that's chill. The only people I like to chill with are alcoholics. Yo, let's hit a kegger at the AA meeting, bro.
You know who he sounds like right now? He sounds like Hassan. Because this is, I guarantee you, he talked to Hassan and asked how to handle this. And he said, bro, just double down. Yeah, just double down and say f tectone. You wanna know why people say f tectone? Because the internet has been so brainwashed to disagree with everything that I said that he needed an easy W. By the way, Denims did the exact same thing. But don't worry, guys. Slowly but surely, I'm repairing my reputation that should have never been damaged at all.
I don't need to
What
be
did he
liked
do?
by people.
at all.
Wait,
What
I actually
reputation
figured
that
out
was
the true
damaged?
form of Ludwig, guys. He's
I
not
don't-
a
I'm gonna have
jellyfish.
to look
He's
into
not
this.
a robot. He's a jellybot. If you remember this episode from SpongeBob, we got this absolute dork and he's surrounded by this bunch of NPCs and he's like flying around in his like jellyfish spaceship here. And I don't know, Jellybot kind of fits here, but you know, Jellywig is a better ring to it. So I think I'm going to stick with Jellywig. Then he
Jellywig.
talks about why everybody has to say that Ludwig is a good guy.
Willing to farm hate on everybody else. Well, everybody talks about how good of a guy he is. You want to know why people say how good of a guy Ludwig is because he's a ringleader. He's a kingpin. He's a guy who wants to host event after event after event, and so many other content creators want to
Wants to
participate
be-
in those events.
Yeah,
so they won't call
wants
you
to
out on
be-
your hypocrisy.
Some niggas just want to be invited to the events, so they'll put up with like shitty actions. He's fucking right. Once again, this man is right, bro. Sometimes niggas be cooking, and I just need to figure out why the fuck people be so mad. Bro, Tectone is always cooking. I don't understand, bro. Like, and that's the one thing I really don't like is that I'm starting to find out that a lot of people on the internet just hate honesty. They really do. They hate niggas being honest. I'm putting that to you right now. They just hate honesty.
They won't call you out on your malpractice, but you know what your weakness is, Ludwig? People who don't give a fuck about that shit. People who don't need that shit. People who don't want to participate in the LA friend group.
That's actually a good point. This is the #1 reason why nobody will ever shit talk a lot of these streamers. You know, streaming is not like YouTube. YouTube is oftentimes more of a solo thing. Like sometimes you can get help by other people, but streaming is like a straight up Nepo baby space, especially the Hollywood of Twitch with Hassan and friends, where if a popular streamer has you on their event or show, you get popular too, and some of that reviewership remains. That's actually how a lot of streamers made their careers. And yeah, you just never want to get blacklisted from those events. And come to think of it, if you don't like Ludwig, you're automatically like outcast from like 50 of his streamer friends as well, which is the entirety of Twitch essentially. So yeah, you're basically forced to suck up to the
Twitch
guy,
is
which is
dying
why I
anyway, so
prefer
it
my
doesn't
job
fucking
here. I
matter.
can literally beef with Mr. Beast, the biggest YouTuber. I do not care, all right? Nobody can give me clout. I don't want it. I will earn it myself. I have earned it myself. And, you know, I would like to say what I think.
Where were you when it happened, buddy?
Yep.
Where were you when it
Where was he? He was right next to the fucking guy, X. He was right next to the fucking guy.
actually mattered?
So now what he's saying is, let me translate for anybody who doesn't understand. So now he's saying the LA crowd and the streamer crowd is so fucking fake that streamers have been conditioned to not address anything until the internet has forced them to. Because if you draw attention to something you genuinely feel bad about before you actually are forced to talk about it, then people will say that you're burning bridges and they won't want to talk to you because
That is a toxic fucking space. A toxic fucking environment to be in. What the fuck?
they were hoping you would slide underneath the radar because streamers don't understand basic accountability and basic empathy.
Yeah, I mean, people always want to do like sort of damage control. And I feel like it must be pretty frustrating to like walk on eggshells all the time. You only have like one life, so it's better to be free and just say what you think because, you know, it's much more liberating. So honestly, you should just say like, screw the people who you're going to offend or whatever. Obviously, don't be an idiot and try to, you know, be a good person or whatever. But yeah, just don't like suppress yourself. That takes a lot of like mental energy and you just generally want to say what you think. Ludwig, all my homies love Fent. Let's have a Fent party. Why are you dying on the Fent? You're uninvited to my Fent parties. Just remember.
Bro, that is like, oh my god, I had to suppress myself a lot. But now that I just don't hang out with people that I have to suppress myself for, I feel very, 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 very refreshed. And even more so, like, even way better because I don't hang out with those people anymore.
There's a chance Ludwig could have gone to jail if Mango died. Yeah, this is the reason why even an apology is kind of, I don't know. I feel bad because generally you just want to accept people's apology and sort of move on. But also like, holy shit, man. This is just absolutely crazy. But, you know, it didn't happen. So Ludwig looks like he eats Snickers upside down to feel the veins on his tongue. What the
fuck?
What the Ludwig, the type of guy to take a Vietnam veteran to a fireworks show, then act surprised when the vet starts crashing out. Ay, 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 bro. Now,
Yo,
he
these
pointed
fucking
out-
comments are crazy.
A lot of the top comments on his videos are not great. Bro needs to get those numbers up. And apparently he's been deleting comments. I don't know if it's him though. It might be just YouTube like
God.
auto doing it, or maybe his moderator.
my
His
God.
moderator really seemed like
Thumbs up. Nah, this video was good, man. This video was good. I love his videos. I love his videos. Man, this was fucking peak. Yeah, if you guys like enjoyed this, you guys can sub. Really appreciate all the stuff that I've been getting in the comments and everything. I really appreciate it. Okay, all right. I am off. Oh, happy 4th of July, guys. That's it. That's all I got for you.